Good morning, everybody. Waylon Chavez here. Just wanted to come in a little bit early, give people some time to get on, and discuss with you today and give you three tips how to exponentially grow your business in 2021 without setting New Year's resolutions. So, what I'll do now is we'll just wait a few seconds for some people to get on, maybe a minute or so. Hopefully, you all are doing well. And I'm just checking my Facebook here to see if it's on, just making sure everything is good here in the group. We are good and we are looking good. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope you like the new direction of the Facebook group because we're going to encompass everything, which is going to include video because I know that's where we first started, is with video, but with my goal and my passion is seeing the real estate industry and what I've implemented into my business the last 14 and a half years. You can't have one without the other. So the goal is to encompass everything and kind of revolutionized the real estate industry because the training and coaching that I've seen is all the same. It's all no, I don't want to say it's outdated, but it's all the same. It's all focused on listings, sales, negotiation, and nothing focuses on you personal development and professional development. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want to give some time for some people to get on and join us here in the live stream. So I thank you for joining us. I thank you for being part of the group. And I'm going to check in the Facebook group real quick. I will be right back just to make sure everything's streaming live. It is my first time using StreamYard, which is really cool. Okay, well, it is 10 o'clock, so let's get started. And hopefully some people will join us. And if not, you can join the replay. So again, my name is Waylon Chavez. I am the creator of the Six-Figure Realtor Revolution. It's a training program, and my signature training program is called 6 Hours to Six Figures for Realtors. How to simplify your business while amplifying your life. And the reason this came about was because of me. I've been in the real estate industry. I've been an independent owner and broker for the last 14 and a half years. And the reason I got into it was because, I wanted to have that freedom. I wanted to be able to do what I want, when I want, how I wanted. And if I was successful, it was because of me, or if I failed, it was because of me. So throughout the years, I've gotten involved in personal development. I've readjusted my system and I've created a full along system with me that allows me to work 6 hours a day while earning a high six-figure income for multiple years upon years now. So now it's my goal to share it with others and share it with others in the real estate industry because I know, just like me, we all have the passion and the goals for wanting to be with our families, wanting to be able to travel, create our own income, and create our own economy. But what happens is we get lost in the noise, per se, in the real estate industry or just sales industry in general, which is something comes up, there's a new toy, or we have to be everything to everybody, so we focus on nothing and become a master at nothing. So what I want to do with the real estate revolution is bring the personal development side into it, but also the business side, and give you a solid system that's going to help you narrow the focus rather than look wide. So let's get into today's topic, which is three tips to give you exponential growth in 2021 without setting New Year's resolutions. And I think I say this every year: New Year's resolutions do not work. New Year's resolutions are a good idea, but practiced or when implemented are not followed through. So I want to share with you some stats on New Year's resolutions, and then give you the three tips to create exponential growth in your business in 2021 without setting a New Year's resolution. So first off, an estimated 188 million adult Americans say they are determined to learn something new, make a lifestyle change, or set a personal goal and effort to better themselves in 2021. So that's a huge number. 188 million people want change, but they don't follow through with it. So I wonder why not. So let me share this with you. According to a study conducted by the University of Scranton, just 8% of people achieve their New Year's goals, while around 80% of people fail to keep their New Year's resolutions. That's a shocking stat there. 8% out of all Americans who set New Year's resolutions only accomplish it. And I wonder why. Let's get into the why. Just under half of the survey participants thought the New Year's resolutions are pointless. Why would they think they're pointless? Because they don't follow through and they've never achieved them and they've never followed through with them. So that's why they determine them to be pointless. Success and failure stats. Success and failure stats over the first 6 months. Those who make a New Year's resolution, after the first week, 75% are still successful in keeping it. So 25% had already gone to the wayside. After 2 weeks, the number drops to 71%. After 1 month, the number drops again to 64%. And then after 6 months, 46% of people who make New Year's resolution are still successful in keeping it. But then when you get to the end of the year, how come only 8% achieve it? And I have another study here that says, according to a 2016 study, by the end of the year, only 9% feel they are successful in keeping New Year's resolutions. So what happens is when we come up to New Year's resolutions, it's coming a new year, it's kind of the trend, and it's been for as long as I can remember, is you set a New Year's resolution, you set, you want to do this, but in all actuality, it's all it is a good idea because everybody else is doing it. But then how many of you go to the gyms? Who hates to go to the gym from January 1 till about January 31st? Because that's when you get all the New Year's resolutions people in there. They invade the gyms, and then by the first or second week of February, they're gone because they're demotivated. They haven't seen results yet. And in today's society, it's very hard because we want instant results. We don't want to take the time to work for it over months and months and months or years even. If we don't see instant gratification to get instant results right away, we quit. We say it doesn't work, when in all actuality, it's us that's not working and keeping that consistent effort up. Some of the reasons for failure: in a 2014 study, 35% of participants who failed their New Year's resolutions say they had unrealistic goals. And that's so important. So they're going from point A to all the way to Z right away instead of going A, B, C, D, E, and taking the path of consistent action on a consistent basis. They would just want to go from 200 pounds to 150 in a matter of a month, and it's not going to happen. 33% of participants who failed didn't keep track of their progress, and that's one of the biggest items in not only in New Year's resolutions, but in business and real estate as well, is accountability. We have nobody to be accountable for. A new program comes up, a new software, something new comes up, somebody else is doing something. So it's kind of like a squirrel. Ooh, squirrel, I'm focused on this, but then when I see this come up or somebody else doing something here and they have success in it, I'm going to jump to this because I want success right now, right away, without knowing that person has been doing it for the last 2, 3, 5 years. Just like me, so many people in society today see the end result. They don't see where you started. Just like myself, for an example, I've been doing this since 2006. So it's not I just didn't start this last year and say, oh, I want to teach people how to do gold. I've been working on this and implementing it in my own business and my own life for 15 years, or going on 15 years now. So I want to encourage you to not get disappointed or discouraged when you don't see instant results after 2 or 3 weeks or a month or even 2 months. Success is the long game. Success is doing things day in and day out repeatedly, the same actions day in and day out repeatedly to get you to that success that you want. It's not taking an action here and, oh, it's been a month. I didn't see any action, so I'm going to go do this thing. Oh, it's been a month. I haven't seen any action. I'm going to go do this thing. Drop me a line in the comments. How many of us have done that, myself included? You see something and you think it's going to be great and you start it and then you see no results, so you move on to the next thing. Drop it in the comments for me. What is something that you have done like that where you've seen, well, I'm going to go try this, and you haven't seen results, and you kind of, hip hop to everything or go in and out of things and never stay consistent in one thing. 23% forgot about their New Year's resolutions. And that's very shocking, because if you set a goal or New Year's resolution and you forget about it, how important was that to you? That's what I mean by it's just a good idea because so many people are doing it. So when we set the New Year's resolutions, they're not very personal. They're not very, it's just really a good idea. If I get to it, I'll do it, but it's not personal to us. And that's why I say New Year's resolutions don't work and don't set them. About 1 in 10 people who failed said they made too many resolutions. How many of you can agree with that us as in business and in real estate, we want to accomplish everything, we want to be everything to everybody, but in turn we end up being nothing to nobody because we're spreading ourselves too thin. We can't be a master a jack of all trades but a master of none. So I learned that the hard way going through my business. I wanted to, I'm in Albuquerque and I wanted to be, the east side realtor, the west side, North Valley, Rio Rancho, Las Lunas. I wanted to cover everything. And in actuality, it really hurt me because I was trying to be everything to everybody and nothing to nobody. And when I learned how to focus on the narrow versus the wide, that's when my business really took off, because we come from a place of scarcity versus an abundance mindset. And I'm going to talk about that later. So remember that. So now let's get into the 3 ways to see exponential growth in 2021 without setting New Year's resolutions. And you can implement these into your business right now. It's the Christmas holiday. We're still working, but I'm sure you're going to take a couple of days off. So I would encourage you to take some time off to really assess what it is exactly you want, what you want out of 2021 on a personal level, and then do your professional. Because isn't that why we got into real estate? To help us fund our lives. And then in turn, when we get into it, we get into the rat race of the 24/7, 365, thinking we have to always be on call and working 24/7 and answer every text and every email right away, or they're going to get lost. Again, that comes from a scarcity mindset. We don't need that mindset. It's come from an abundance mindset. There's so much business out there for everyone. Not everyone's going to go with you, and not everyone's going to go with your competitors. It's all about planning and creating what you want, and then going after it, and then setting a system in place for that. So tip number 1 is decide what you want. So many people never get what they want because they never decide what they want. They get into real estate because they want to make a lot of money. There's a perception that realtors make a lot of money. But then when you get into the business, we see how it's actually run by a business and how we have to do certain systems and certain things every single day to make our business run. And especially if you want to grow. I'm in a growth spurt right now, if you want to per se, if you want to, address it as that. And I want to grow my business, my personal brokerage and my online training to help realtors maximize themselves and simplify their business while amplifying their life, because that's the whole reason I believe most of us got into the business, so we can travel, so we can spend time with our families, so we can create those memories with our families. But then somewhere along the lines, we got lost. So that is my goal and my passion and my big purpose right now, is to bring that out in the real estate industry. And that's why I say I want to revolutionize the real estate industry, because I don't believe there's any training out here like this. It's all about sales, buyers, negotiation, etc. And for me, I want you to use real estate as a way to fund your life and fund those dreams while earning a high 6-figure income. So again, number 1, decide what you want. Drop in the comments for me and tell me, when's the last time you actually sat down and decided what you wanted in all areas of your life? And what I mean by that is personal, professional, business, health and fitness, and relationships, travel, whatever that may be. When is the last time you actually sat down and wrote that out, instead of taking what's given to you, that you've actually planned out your life and you've stuck to it? Number 2, and these all coincide with each other, you can implement them right now, is why do you want it? We can make a bunch of decisions on what we want, but until you discover and put that why behind it and get that emotion or feeling behind it, you're not going to be dedicated to do it. And that's why most New Year's resolutions fail, because there's no why behind it. There's no emotion. Why do you want to lose that weight? Well, because I'm going to be thinner. I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to, it's going to give me more endurance for my work. It's going to give me more sustainability and longevity in my career and my life for my family. So until you get that why behind what you want, it's just a good idea. It's just a bright idea. And number 3 is one of the biggest ones I've seen out there. And what I was lacking a lot myself coming into my business as a sole owner, sole proprietor, independent, brokerage for the last 14 and a half years, I had to create it for myself, which is accountability. Lack of accountability is the number 1 reason why goals do not get accomplished, because we don't want to be accountable to somebody that's going to hold us to that standard and ask us why, and call us out on why we didn't take action, or congratulate us and support us when we do. The only way we're going to grow is with accountability and being accountable to somebody, whether it's a coach, a mentor, accountability partner, whatever that may be. If we are not accountable to somebody, you are not going to follow through on those actions and those desires that you want. Hence, you're going to be in the same place you are now next year in 2021, watching my video and saying, well, if you start now, you can do it. And remember, success is a long-term process. We're not going to do it overnight. Long-lasting success takes time. We have to implement systems, but first we have to decide what exactly it is we want. And just like I say in my course, 6 hours to six figures for realtors and the six figure realtor revolution, which is this group, is to simplify your business while amplifying your life. And I'm going to say it over and over again. Isn't that why we got into business? So we can do what we want, when we want, from wherever we want, so we can fund our life. And there's a bonus tip. I want to give you a bonus tip on this. So number one was decide what you want, because without knowing what we want, we'll just get what's handed to us. Most people in life never get what they want because they don't decide what they want. Number two, why do you want it? What is that going to do for you in your life? Create that feeling, put that emotion back. Is it going to allow you to take your family on vacation? Is it going to allow you to work, 6 hours a day while having evenings and weekends off? What is that for you? Are you going to give you peace of mind? Is it going to give you a chance to go do your hobbies, be fulfilled in life? Because if we're not experiencing joy, what's the purpose? And number three, accountability. If you are not accountable to somebody, you will not get accomplished. Part of growing and becoming who we are, I'm not the same person I am today that I was 14 and a half years ago when I started my company. I came from a city, county government working 9 to 5 into a business. And now I'm going on my 15th year. So I'm not the same person, and you are not the same person you are when you started. So we have to rediscover ourselves. And what I do is I have a planning session with myself every quarter. Instead of setting a New Year's resolution, I set goals every quarter and I adjust course on based on those goals every quarter. And the bonus tip is don't be everything to everyone. Focus on the narrow path and not the wide. Because when we try to be everything to everyone, we end up being nothing to nobody. We have higher stress, we're not happy, we're irritable with our families, and we're taking it out on the wrong people that are there supporting us. And the reason why we're doing this is our family, or whatever it may be for you, is to support your hobbies, your travel, whatever it may be. But we're taking it out on the wrong people because we don't have our alignment in our business and focused on the narrow. One of the parts of my program, of the 6 hours to six figure for realtors, is finding a niche, find a niche and get rich. So many of us want to be everything to everybody, but if we narrowed our focus, discovered who our ideal customer is, who we want to work with, become a master at that, and repeated the same actions every single day, grew our network, we could, double or triple our yearly income while working less, having fun, simplifying your business, and amplifying your life. How does that sound to you? Would you like to do that? Isn't that why you got in the real estate business? Drop me a comment below. Let me know how long you've been in the real estate business, what your big goal is for 2021. And in the training for 6 hours to six figures for realtors, we define your niche. We help you become a master in that niche, which gives you more time with your family, more profits, and more joy in your life. Why do I say joy? That's going to be a video next week, joy versus happiness, because there is a difference. It does sound similar, but it is very different. So I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want you to encourage you to invite other agents in here that you think would align with the purpose of earning the high six-figure income while working 6 hours a day and having a life. I want to help you simplify your business while amplifying your life. Share this video, invite others, and stay tuned, because what my goal is I'm going to have a video once a week in here, minimum of once a week on Tuesdays, called Transformational Tuesdays. I want to provide you with values that you can implement in your business today, that are not going to be hard, that are not going to be complicated. My focus and my goal is simplicity. I love simplicity. I do it in my business and my life, and I also do it in my trainings. So the business is not hard. It's very simple once we get focused and narrow and decide what we want. So thank you again for joining in. One more time, decide what you want, why you want it, get accountability, and the bonus tip is don't be everything to everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for joining. Again, please share this. Drop some information in the comments. I would love to interact with you. Let me know what other kind of trainings you would like. Let me know your current struggles that you're facing in your business right now, and whatever I can do to serve and help you. Thank you all so much, and make it a wonderful day, and Merry Christmas.